Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to do some different stuff with the trace command over here. One of the things I did show you in the other video when we made this board and the basic workflow was actually how to go to the bottom side of the board, because we do have two-layer boards here in Peralta. So there's a few different ways to do it. We're going to go ahead and hit this trace command. I'm going to change the line width like I said. Because this is a power trace, we'll set it at 60. We could set it at 40 though too. It all really depends on the thickness of the copper and the amount of amperage going through here. But I'm just going to set it as that. And then you have different things over here like line lock. You can set this to, you want to have this set on 45. You do not want to have it set on 90. The miter here, the bubble. Sometimes I like to actually just have this as like hug only. That way it doesn't push around stuff. And then I definitely want shove vias off. I don't want it to move my vias around, and I'll show you how to drop a via in this video as well. The rest of these things you guys can look through. I don't really mess with too many of them. I really just only mess with the line width and make sure that this one is set correctly, and then that my it's normally at hug only. So to start, we'll go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. We dropped a trace there on the top. Now say I wanted to run this trace on the bottom of the board. I would come up here to this first one and click bottom, and I can do it that way. And now you can see that it stays on the bottom layer, but you can also see that I can't connect to this pad that it's going to, because that's a surface mount. It's only on one side. So maybe I need to, I can change it right here like we did before, or I can come right click, change the active layer back to the top, and I can drop it in there now and it'll click. So the other way to get to another side of the board is through vias. So one way to do that is I'll take this right here, and maybe I want to come out here and there's a trace here in my way. Perhaps I could double click and suddenly I have a via there, and now I'm on the bottom side of the board as well. And as you can see, the via has been dropped, and that basically makes a connection. Whoops. That's making this line go from this pin all the way over here, connect, jumping through the board, and then coming over here and coming back up through the board through that pin. So those are the few of the main things I do with the trace command. Some other trace commands over here are like the slide command, and this is for more of like editing traces. But if I didn't like the way this, you can see how it has this many segments in it. Maybe I wanted this more over like this, something like this, move this around, kind of straighten things up so it doesn't make so many turns on the mill. The less turns on the mill, the less manufacturing time it's going to take. So you can use that command to slide things around. And let's say I have let me just lay a trace out here and show this to you guys. I don't know if any of you will actually need to do this, but there's something called delay tune. I just want to show it to you. It's for particular signals. Whoops, wrong one there. And of course you have different styles, accordion, trombone, and sawtooth. So what you do is you end up clicking on that trace and you draw a box, and you tell it how far out you need to be, and then how far through the trace. You can also give it other settings there through this menu here. So and then it draws this nice little what do we got on here, accordion style delay tune there. And then of course we have custom smooth over here as well. I don't know if it'll work on, yeah, it'll work on that trace, so that would smooth that trace out. And then you have the Vertex one, which I don't really use a lot because it seems to cause kind of issues. It never has my 45 degree in there anymore, so I just don't really use that one a whole lot. And then the rest of these I've never used. I don't use fan out and spread between voids, and I don't use the auto router. I suggest you not to use the auto router. It doesn't ever seem to work really well, so I just go ahead and route my own routes, especially with these boards. They're pretty simple normally for your first couple boards, so if it's really complicated, you can probably use the auto router, but you'll have to see videos or read manuals on how to set that up. It can be kind of complicated if you've never used it before. I think that's all I'm going to show you guys about the traces, so you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.